Hey, how you doing? You find me in the beautiful Club Brighton site, and here I am in a motorhome ready to go. Why? Well, because for various reasons with which you will be acquainted, this is how we're going to be doing Club Week this week. Your forums are going to be taking place through this medium, and I'm going to be speaking to some of my favourite people from the club and beyond. So if you're ready, let's get going. Welcome to Club Week. Adam, it's great to see you. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm very well. You win the prize for the best background today. What am I looking at there?
So I'm in our design office actually. So these are all the colour tubes from the various bikes we do, and then we can come here and pick what we want to do next.
Oh, it's magnificent. It's like a rainbow nation of bike tubes. I love it. Okay, so we're going to talk about e-bikes now, specifically. Tell me about what it's been like for Raleigh for the last 5-10 years since e-bikes became available. How's it been working for you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. So we were quite early to the market, I guess. So yeah, e-bikes really took off more so on the continent actually to start with, probably around 10 years ago. And we sort of jumped on that fairly quickly. So we're lucky enough to be part of the Excel Group, who are a Dutch-owned company. So yeah, we got a nice bit of investment, sort of probably about 5 years ago, and we've really sort of become UK leaders in the e-bike industry. But yeah, it's a really big change. So down from anything from, I guess, service to after sales, it's all sort of changed with the introduction of the e-bike.
And what's that 5 or 10 years meant in terms of the way they were when you started in the business with e-bikes and where they're at now? Have they got cheaper? Have they got longer range? What's happened?
Technology moves on so quickly. So yeah, absolutely. So bikes themselves have got lighter, the batteries have got bigger, the sort of motor power has increased. The actual sort of design of the bike's got better. So I guess maybe look at a bike 10 years ago, it looks like a normal bike and like electrical parts being strapped onto it. Now an e-bike, it is an e-bike in itself. So it's all integrated. Batteries are hidden in frames. Yeah, it's moved on a long way.
So Adam, range is a big question, isn't it? Because it's great lugging a battery around when you're under power, but if it runs out, you have to get that home again.
In terms of what your average range could be looking at, it will completely depend on what bike you have. So obviously a bike with a larger battery, your range will be bigger. But equally, if you've got a bike with a really powerful motor and it will drain the battery quicker, it obviously shortens the range. A lot of the bikes we do are Bosch powered, and you're probably looking at anywhere up to 100 miles on those bikes, which is a really big amount of range, and you're very unlikely to need to use all of that actually. But then, and I guess there's lots of other factors you've got to factor in. So the weight of a rider, the sort of tyres you're using, if you're in a flat area or a hilly area. So it's everyone will end up having a different range they can actually use on their bike.
For most users, it's unlikely that anyone's going to use up their range in a single day. You have to be quite committed to
yeah. Absolutely, it's really hard to do that. Obviously, you can be cycling all day, and if you use it, so an e-bike has various different power modes as well. So you have like an eco power mode, which only puts that little power, or it moves up to sort of turbo, which is the most power the battery can put out, the motor can put out. And if you're in that all day, yeah, it will drain your battery quickly. But actually, the thing to do is ride it like a normal bike. You make sure you're using your gears properly. Turn off a system if you don't need it. If you're going downhill and you don't need a system, turn it off. And yeah, most systems will last you all day.
The battery itself can be a really expensive and important part of the bike, and they don't last forever, do they? How long typically would you get out of a battery?
So yeah, it's similar to like a phone, I guess. So it's the same battery technology. It's a lithium-ion battery, which obviously their capacity does slightly dwindle over time. If your battery range has dropped to 40 miles, but actually you only ever do 35 miles, it's not a problem for you. You can keep your battery until it drops under that point where you can't use it. But I guess the short answer to the question, it'll last you for years. Most of our batteries, we say about 1,000 cycles. So yeah, you're likely to have a battery for at least 2 or 3 years before you need to even think about looking for a new one.
I mean, part of why I cycle is to keep fit. It does feel a little bit counterproductive if I'm then using a battery to power me when I should be using my legs and my lungs and my heart and the things I'm trying to get exercised.
Yeah, so this is actually a bit of a misconception actually with e-bikes. So the e-bikes is illegal in the UK, which we sell. You have to pedal to get any assistance. So a motor will effectively support your pedaling. So we actually found that people with e-bikes get out of them more often. It's not just the e-bike propelling you; it's you actually it's your own legs, it's your own power which is propelling you. So yeah, it's definitely the same as riding an ordinary bike, and if it means you can get out more often, it's an added benefit.
I see a lot of e-bikes on the back of motorhomes, particularly, but caravans as well. You know, they go with people on holiday. How does that work practically then? Because you've got to charge the thing as well to be able to use it. Are they a good match?
If you've got a power supply, you can still charge you can take travel chargers with you, so you can still charge your bikes. I know some people actually buy a secondary battery, so if you have both batteries charged, and then you can use one once that's drained, you can then fit your secondary battery. But yeah, so that works really well. We actually find our folding bikes are really suited to that customer, the person taking it in their motorhome. Yeah, you can take multiple bikes because they're smaller, they fold up, but you can actually put them in the back of your motorhome. So yeah, from my personal view, anyway, they work really well.
I know there's a really good offer between the club and Raleigh to help members sort of overcome what is a pretty big investment in the first place, isn't it? Tell me about the offer.
Yeah, so we offer all members a 10% discount, and that's on e-bikes and also our regular bikes. They would also receive a free helmet. So if you're looking at sort of a higher end e-bikes, you're probably saving about £260, £270. So it's a big saving.
Wow, that's really, really good. Tell me, anything else I need to know about e-bikes? What's the best trip you've had on an e-bike, Adam? I always find that interesting.
Yeah, so a couple of years ago, I was in Italy, and we did Lake Garda, and there's a really nice steep climb out of sort of the lake itself, and the terrain was really tough. And I went with my partner actually, who's not really a cyclist. So actually, it meant we spent a really nice day together, both of us cycling, which wouldn't not if she wasn't on an e-bike, it wouldn't ever happen. So yeah, we had an awesome day.
It sounds like it's like a handicap race at the Ascot. It's like she's getting a bit of an unfair advantage, but at least everybody's smiling at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all that matters.
Exactly.
Is there a way you can try them out?
Yeah, I suggest if everyone wants to have a look at one or try one, go to your local dealer. If you haven't test ridden an e-bike before, it's really worth doing it because I think it's not what most people expect, and it will blow you away from the sort of technology which is out there these days. So,
Adam, Thank you so much for your time. It's fascinating hearing about them. I'm a keen cyclist, but even I fancy a go. Adam, it's been great talking to you, and see you out on a trail sometime soon.
Yeah, perfect. You too, Matt. Hope to see you soon.
Love to everyone at Raleigh.
Cheers, Matt.
See you at the NEC sometime.
Yeah, perfect. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.